Happening right now, the search is on for two people wanted for questioning after a boyfriend and girlfriend were found brutally murdered in an East Nashville apartment. Let's get an update on this from News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley. He's been talking to the police all morning down at the Metro Jail. What are they telling you at this point, Cuthbert?
Steve, so far police tell me they have not found these two people they are still looking for this morning. They really don't have much information about where they are searching or where these two people could be. I emailed them a short time ago and got that information from them that they still are searching for the two. Here are the two victims in this case. You were looking at another boyfriend-girlfriend pair. This is 24-year-old Preston Claybrooks and his girlfriend Alexandra Grubbs. They were reported missing last week, but over the weekend, Claybrooks' mother called police after going to an apartment where she knew her son hung out, and she smelled an odor. So police and crime scene investigators went to that apartment complex on Greenwood Avenue and spent much of the weekend searching through that apartment. Eventually, police say they found two bodies stuffed inside of a closet. The case was so violent, police say they could not tell the bodies just by looking at them. So an official autopsy is scheduled today to confirm, in fact, that they are the bodies of Claybrooks and Grubbs. Now, police also tell me that whoever did this also tried to clean up the apartment afterwards so no one would discover the bodies, but sure enough, that did not happen. And these are the two people police are now looking for: Brandon Griswold and his girlfriend, Whitney Gray. Griswold is the person leasing the apartment where the two bodies were found, so police want to talk with him to see if he knows something about it, but so far they have not been able to find him. And they could be driving in Gray's Chevy Impala with Oklahoma plates 261 LPO. If you know anything about where these two people could be, give police a call. We're live at the Metro Jail. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5.
Cuthbert, thank you very much. After months on the run, a murder suspect is now back here in Tennessee behind bars. He was in Hawaii. Brandon Horton returned to Nashville to face first-degree murder charges, arrested last month in Hawaii because he's got some family out there. Investigators say that Horton shot and killed Craig Lambert in Hadley Park in Nashville back in late March. At the time, witnesses told police that Lambert was just petting a cat and the gun fell and it went off accidentally. But police worked the case and said, I don't think so. They named Horton a suspect in July. He was a student at TSU at the time of that murder. Some new information coming in right now. It's about a multiple crash on the interstate. Happened last night. That crash happened around 9 last night near Stewart's Ferry Pike, we're told. And look at the backup that they had for much of the evening. Police tell us the injuries in the crash were minor. So there's the good news on this thing. The lanes were shut down, though, because of how many vehicles were involved. It's all back open this morning.
Also right now, a teen is still missing this morning and no one has seen her for 3 weeks. This is Savannah Meadows. Police say she went missing September 4th after she went to bed at her home in Carter County, Kentucky, up in the northeast part of the state. No one has seen her since. If you see Savannah, call the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 1-800-THE-LOST. One person was killed, another person hurt in a crash in Montgomery County over the weekend. It happened Saturday night along Highway 48 in Cumberland Furnace. Alyssa Glidden was killed in that crash. THP says for some reason she crossed the center line and hit another vehicle. That driver was also hurt, but no word on how serious the injuries are. Meanwhile, a Metro officer is recovering this morning after being hit on the interstate yesterday. The officer was in his cruiser blocking a lane of traffic for a different crash when another car apparently came up and slammed into the front of the cruiser. That vehicle flipped several times and then caught fire. The driver escaped with minor injuries and will be charged for not obeying the move-over law and driving under the influence. The officer was taken to the hospital with concussion-like symptoms. A man pretending to be a police officer threatened 3 teens in Hopkinsville. They say Lance Lord followed them and threatened to throw them on the ground while they were walking home from school. He claimed to be military police and even had a holster on his hip. The 3 teens called 911 and found out his claims were false. Lance Lord is now in custody, facing several charges, bond set at $5,000.